Hello, everyone. In this video, I want to give you just a brief overview of the School City Personal Item Bank known as My Workspace. To access your personal item bank, you're going to click the Launchpad waffle at the top of your School City screen and then select Item Banks. Now, as an FYI, this first place that you land is going to show you all the banks that you have access to. You will see that I have quite a few here. You will not have that many. However, everyone in our district should have access to these four banks, HMH, ELA, Math, Science, and Social Studies. Depending on what level you teach, then you should also have access to some FCS banks, which may or may not have items contained in them. But just so you know, you see district banks, school banks, and your own item banks here within the list. There is really no need for a teacher to create item banks by name. Everyone can just use My Workspace. So at the top of your screen, you do see the selection that says My Workspace. You should see a district workspace. And then as a teacher, you should also see something here that says school workspace. We want to all stay within our own personal workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. And once I do that, that's where you would see any items that you have created down at the bottom of the screen. At the top of the screen, I want to direct your attention to two buttons. One says Create Item, and one says Create Passage. It's very important to know that if you're going to create test questions or items that are linked to a passage or a chart or anything that could be considered a passage in School City, you need to create the passage first. I'm going to go ahead and click there so you can see what that looks like. And then at a later time, we'll walk through how you actually do add all the information for a passage. When we add a passage, the wizard is very short. We're simply going to add some basic information, and then we'll flip over to preview and publish. There's a back button here that allows you to go back to your workspace. And then let's also take just a moment to look at the Create Item view. Notice that the creation wizard for the item is a little bit longer than for the passage. You have item name, which does have to be a unique name, just like test names have to be unique. You have item type, and there are quite a few, actually 16 total item types that can be created within School City. You have your subject selection, your grade selection, and yes, you can select multiple grades. And then everything else down here can really be left the same. Like I said, these are just the basics of item banks in general and how to access. Once you have created an item, it is going to appear within your workspace. Once it is there, you do have the ability to select an item, and then you have some functions up here above the item row that allow you to do things very quickly with your items. You can tag an item, you can move an item to the district or the school workspace, although in general that is not recommended. You can align standards to your item, quickly publish or unpublish it, make a copy of it, or delete an item if it is no longer needed. I'm going to talk just a little bit about tags. Tags are keywords or terms that you can add to any item or question that you create that allow you to search for these items later a lot more easily. So it's beneficial, and we'll talk more about it as we go along, to always add tags to your test items. These could be grade levels, subjects, specific terms, such as if it's attached to a passage, you could use the name of the passage as a tag. With math, it's great to use terms such as addition, subtraction, graphing, those types of things that allow you to easily find those items later.